welcome to YarnEngineer's podcast. My name is Greta and I come to you from Vilnius, from capital of Lithuania, where I do my knitting and I live and work and so on. It's very nice to make a video once again after a little bit more than a month. Well, I have to admit I was trying to make a podcast for the last basically week, but Lithuania had such a huge heat wave everywhere, so it was more than 30 Celsius outside, basically the same inside, and I had no physical nor mental power to do a podcast. So this morning I felt that it was a perfect time for a new episode. So welcome once again and let's start. So on my last podcast, I mentioned that I was crocheting Better World dress. I finished it. I used a whole ball of yarn art flowers rose garden in a purple, pink, white, and I had to add a little bit of white, yellow, more yellow. And the dress is already out and about in my village. Hopefully I'll get the dress and maybe make some pictures tomorrow. So when I was crocheting that dress, I haven't expected that it will eat that much of a yarn. It took me almost 350 grams of 100% cotton yarn, and I used a full purple ball, and I had to add another one of the yellow as mentioned. And I have to admit, since I like the basic design of the dress, the color palette wasn't that amazing for me, and fortunately I'll just keep it in my village and it will be my gardening dress because, well, I like to wear it. It's a little bit shorter than I would go outside, for coffee or to a bar, but it is cute, to go by the lake, to walk the dog, etc. Nothing very formal or very public. So this is my first finished object, which unfortunately I can't show you, but I may add a picture maybe somewhere here, or maybe just simply on top of me, and you can see how it went, at least when I was checking it at home. And the other way that was a little bit hard to predict was the length of the dress, because the pattern mentioned that once you wash and block the dress, it should add at least 10 centimeters in length. So when I was crocheting and when I was at my finishing part, I simply measured that, well, I will get about this out of, simply blocking. So I made it shorter, and it kind of left shorter than I would expect. So if you would ever crochet this dress, keep in mind that not all cotton yarns loses so much, and my version wasn't that loose. When I blocked it, sorry. Well, once I washed it, I not kind of blocked it on the mat, in the regular way that I do with my shawls. I just hanged it in half on the dryer and just left it to keep to extend the length, but it didn't extend it as much as I would expect. And by the way, this is my finished object number 1, and since we are speaking about crochet, I would like to inform you about what I'm wearing. This is a simple shawl that is called Phantasm, and it is out of 100% cotton, but cotton, but unfortunately I won't be able to tell you the yarn brand because this is the shawl that I've crocheted myself maybe 10 years ago when I once was in our seaside without any crafts. I wasn't that extra crafty at that time, but there were times when I was just, hanging around in the room or, waiting for something, and, I thought maybe I could do something. And, well, I went to the local simple groceries shop and they had this nice blue yarn. I bought a crochet hook, and this is what I have. So the pattern is very simple, as you can see, and you can crochet it as long as you want. So I purchased, I guess, two balls. I used both of them, and this is a simple shawl that I got out of it. It is very comfortable, to wear on the not so warm day, and maybe just to, express yourself in a very nice way. So as mentioned, this is Phantasm by Sherry or Kerry McKeevan, and this is a very old shawl. I use it basically in summer, and since day one I really like it. I made, I guess, two other versions, one in linen, as I remember, for my aunt, and my aunt gifted it to another aunt that is living in States, in Florida, and then I had to reknit once again for my aunt. So at least three versions of the shawl. Very simple pattern, very easy to follow, and to fit it to your preferred size. And I have a third, well, maybe actually second finished object. So sorry, I got this air conditioner's issue with my voice. It cracks sometimes. I lost my breath, but I'll do my best to to podcast. So the other one of my finished objects is a dress for my niece. So please welcome Uda top or Uda dress. This is the top version of Uda. Yeah, like this. And later I extended it to a dress version for an 8-year-old. Well, my niece is currently 6, but they grow up so fast, so I decided, I'll go just level up or size up, do a 8-year-old, and hopefully that dress will survive until my niece is 8. So I used Nako Serin Veloft yarn. It is 50% Veloft, 50%. I don't have any brand. Oh, I have it. So yeah, Nako Serin Veloft. It's 50% Veloft, 50% microacrylic. For an 8-year-old, it's a very nice solution. It should be very wearable. When I saw this test call, this dress is a test call, so I thought at first that it was for an adult, very nice, top. And later on I found out that it's for kids, but since we have a girl in our family, so I chose to do the dress for her. And I had this dark red and yellow colors, and my sister, the niece's mother, chooses the red version. So you start at first, you start at bottom up, you knit front, well, what you prefer, front or back, sew together on shoulders, sew together sides, do a little kind of ribbing for sleeves and the neckband, and then if you want, you can pick up stitches and knit the dress version. You can knit the skirt, so I did that. because I really liked the the dress option for this pattern, and hopefully my niece will love this dress as well. And a fun fact that when I finished the top version, I saw that it was very big. I'm very sorry. That it was very big, and since I haven't picked up stitches for the skirt, I tried it on, and actually it fitted me. It wasn't as long as I would expect, it maybe covered my breast a little bit, and that was it. But if I would knit a size 12 for growing up, so maybe it would suit myself as well. So I can have a top for myself as well. And the pattern was a little bit crazy for me because the pattern is worked on the front, on the right side, and on the back side. So on the right side it was quite easy, and nice to work on. For the back, I had to do some brain gymnastics, to see to which side I need to do a slip knit or knit it together, and how to properly catch the yarn so I can have these very nice figures. So please enjoy them once again, because it is really amazing. At least I feel it's really amazing. So there are bubbles, some stripes, some, let's call waves, and maybe some kind of a flowery pattern or some lace motif. Yeah, so this is Uda dress for my 8-year-old niece. I hope she will love it, and maybe I can have some pictures for our next episode. Please remind me if I will forget. And so these are my finished objects, and I can see that camera is picking up sun very well. Where should I hide so you can see me better? I'm sorry, my voice. So once I finished the dress, I took some time for my own career, and I had to pass some certification for my brighter future. And after it, there was let's say, a little bit of castanitis for me. Well, so we can move on to work in progress part. So, well, I had one work already started with a little bit of progress. Remember on my last episode I said I would not start working with wool because we have very warm weather coming up, and what should I do? I'm sorry. Here, maybe this is better. Yeah, so as mentioned, that I wouldn't start anything in wool because the warm weather is coming up, and I wouldn't have any fun knitting with the wool. So can I take my words back? Because, well, I started my half and half triangles wrap. There was a trip to our seaside this year, and I was thinking what I can take with myself so I can, have a mindless knitting in the car. And I've decided that I would like to do something from my Make 9 list. And I took my half and half triangles wrap since I have the yarn already, and this is how much I have at this moment. I have, I don't know, maybe 40-50 rows or short rows completed. At this moment it's on the spare cable because I needed needles for another work in progress. I'll show you soon. So that's how much I have done. A lot of is still pending, and as mentioned, we had this heat wave and there's nothing, well, I have no progress on it, but I'll make a progress keeper so we can see all together how it's going for me. And as mentioned, I'm using Donegal Donegal cotton wool 50/50 on 3.5 millimeter needles. And as I said, these needles are currently working on another project which I casted on yesterday. The heat wave melted my brain and I needed something to have a progress on, and something that is not woolly. And I can see that I used, well, I already started a row, and well, maybe I'll be able to show you somehow. So my current work in progress that I started yesterday, I'm working a lot, is heat off. Let me help you with this. Hitofude cardigan by Hiroko Fukatsu. I already worked on her pattern when I was knitting my Tsubaki pullover, the pink one with the beautiful lace and cables. So when I was, when I started working on Tsubaki, I decided, to check what this designer has in her stash, or in her Ravelry store, and I found this amazing Hitofuda cardigan. And well, it was still very winter and I wasn't ready, to make any progress on it, but from time to time it still popped out in my mind, that it's a very nice project and I would really like to knit it. And well, look at me, I have it on my needles already. The pattern is very simple, very easy to follow. Well, I wouldn't say easy, because there are some places that I'm not used to, but everything is written down and it is very easy to follow. And if you do what's written and required, hopefully you should have an amazing finished object. I saw a few ladies who had this cardigan already knitted, so it looks really gorgeous, and hopefully I will have my version gorgeous as well. So I don't know why I've decided to knit a bit, but I am using Yarn Art Flowers yarn, and I am doing this mix and match once again. So I found out that I had a little bit of leftover with this red and I would say dark purple burgundy red color. So I'm using this leftover, which here it is. Well, it is almost a leftover. So I have this red and burgundy, and let's say it finishes in pure burgundy color or very dark purple. It bleaches a bit. And another ball that I had in my stash and from my Aeolian shawl has its purple part already knitted out, but hey, look, they are in the same colorway. So once I'm done with this very full purple, I will get this thread, which has one pink, one lighter strand, and I will continue to work on out of this ball until it's finished. And this ball is purple, burgundy, purplish, pinkish, and it turns to gray. Well, I'm really sorry, but here you can see a little bit better the colorway. And so, as mentioned, I'll knit until I don't have any much yarn left, and I will get rid of another 250 grams. By the way, Uda dress is almost 200 grams. I used first of all 100 grams, 300 meters for the top version, and then I just joined the yarn and knitted until I basically finished another ball. So maybe 190 something like this. So yep, this Hitofuda cardigan, and my very last knitting project is socks. Well, I took this wool socks because, well, they are small and I thought maybe I will get some progress on it, and actually I have. So this is a test knit for my dear friend Dominyka. Finally I got the pattern, well, maybe not the finished version, but I got the pattern to start knitting. So they are, well, I started from the leg part, as pattern says. Well, since it's a test knit, I did one pattern repeat for the leg part. Hopefully here you can see some of the lace motif. So the top part is full lace. Then it has a very nice heel flap and gusset. And I'm already on the foot island, and hopefully someday I'll finish it. Because, well, right now it is a little bit too hot to work on wools. I have to admit, I've tried very hard several times with several different projects and it's not working. The yarn is also colored, hand-dyed by Dominyka as well. This is what I have left. Hopefully it will be okay for 2 foot parts, and I will have a nice pair of socks for myself or for, I don't know, for a gift. My sister is still waiting for her socks. Maybe. If she will be a good sister, maybe she will get. And yeah, I really like this project. Very easy to follow as well. I had one problem with the heel flap and gusset because I'm doing the medium version. I don't know why I decided to do medium, but it's a medium version. And when I was knitting the gusset, heel flap, yeah, when I was picking up, to form the heel properly, I took the the small size finished count, which was 14, and when I was doing those short rows, etc., I was getting way larger numbers. I've reknitted, still wasn't getting the gauge, not the gauge, still wasn't getting the numbers, reknitted third time, and after, at least I think on my 4th attempt, it was like a ping. I was using incorrect finished number, because once I took the M size number, the medium size number, it was all okay, and I got the amount of stitches left that I've needed, and I don't know what was in my mind. It was very hot and I blamed the weather outside. It distracted me from proper test knit. So, of course, 2.25 millimeter needles, and I don't recall how long the cable is. I think it's 70 centimeters or 75. I'm not sure what is the exact number. I just got it as a gift for my birthday with the needles, and I use them very much, basically on all of my socks. And as usual, I'm doing 2 at a time, so I can get proper numbers and wouldn't, stress out if I have too less yarn left for a 7th sock. So I guess that's it. And basically that is it for this month's podcast. I don't have anything else started or finished or anything else. As you can see, I have some finished objects, so basically 350 grams minus for the dress, then 200 grams for my niece's dress, so I'm doing quite good, and I'm having basically half of a kilo out for this month. So I'm very proud of myself. I still don't have any new yarns in my queue. I may speak about some yarn gifts next time, but it's out of my stash, and it is also a very nice thing, to get rid of. But I'll talk about this next time, because I haven't gifted the thing that I made. So yeah, I guess that is that. Thank you for stopping by for a little, let's say, maybe coffee break for you. Sorry for my voice, and hopefully we will see you at the end of July. Hopefully the weather wouldn't be very hot, and I'll be able to make a video on time. So thank you, share, like, subscribe, and we'll see next month. Bye.